In the high-profile case surrounding Jason Corbett's 2015 death, prosecutors ultimately chose not to gamble on a second murder trial for Molly Martens and her father, Thomas Martens. The risk? That a jury might acquit them entirely. As Molly explained in the Netflix documentary A Deadly American Marriage, her main concern was her father spending the rest of his life behind bars. Despite saying she had no interest in taking a plea, she agreed to a no-contest plea in 2023, while Thomas pleaded guilty to voluntary manslaughter. Their sentences, handed down in November 2023, ranged from 51 to 74 months. However, given that both had already served several years in prison, stemming from earlier murder convictions that were overturned in 2021, they were released just 7 months later, in June 2024. Jason's tragic death and the complex events that followed left families shattered on both sides. Yet the circumstances remain deeply disputed. In the documentary, Molly claims her father acted to defend her during a violent altercation with Jason. She asserts that Jason was abusive, and Thomas used a baseball bat in a desperate attempt to protect his daughter. On the other side, Jason's family, especially his 2 children, Jack and Sarah Corbett, firmly believe Jason was the victim of a brutal, unprovoked attack. Davidson County Sheriff's Lieutenant Wanda Thompson, one of the original investigators, questioned the self-defense narrative. Her husband had horrific injuries, she said. Molly and Tom don't appear to have any. They have a right to defend themselves, but are they the victim, or is he? Who was Jason Corbett? Jason Corbett was born and raised in Pallaskenry, County Limerick, Ireland. He married his first wife, Margaret Maggs Fitzpatrick, and they had 2 children, Jack and Sarah. Tragedy struck in 2006 when Maggs died suddenly from an asthma attack. Her death left Jason devastated. According to his sister, Tracy Lynch, he wrote letters to his late wife and left them at her grave. Sarah, now 18, was just 11 weeks old when her mother passed away. Reflecting on her father, she said in the documentary, "My dad was an amazing person. How did Jason meet Molly?" An email shown in the documentary reveals Jason's initial caution about pursuing a romance, stating he didn't want to risk the kids getting hurt if things didn't work out. Despite his reservations, Jason, a 32-year-old business manager, later accepted a job transfer to North Carolina. In 2011, he moved to Winston-Salem with Molly and his children. The family settled in the upscale Meadowlands neighborhood, and Jason and Molly were soon married. Early red flags and growing suspicion. However, doubts about Molly began to surface within Jason's family. At the couple's wedding in North Carolina, Tracy Lynch said she learned from Molly's maid of honor that Molly had been telling people she was a childhood friend of Maggs and had gone to Ireland to be the children's godmother. Tracy was alarmed by what she saw as a fabricated backstory. "Why would anyone create this made-up story?" she recalled. Though Molly declined to explain the discrepancy in the documentary, her father Thomas dismissed it as harmless storytelling. He argued that embellishing the past didn't mean his daughter was guilty of something more serious,